right, people, we are back with our first tag match of the night, setting Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas, Team Splendid, rejoining us tonight and set to go 2-on-2 against the team of KARRION KROSS and Mad Dog Mark McKay. The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Beverly Hills, California, at a splendid combined weight of 440 pounds, Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiolas, Team Splendid.
Just a few weeks since Team Splendid's last match, which they lost to the Vandal brothers, but the deck was stacked against them with Jay and Ace Vandal. And this week, going up against another set of heavy hitters in KROSS and McKAY, who haven't done too badly for themselves since forming their partnership. And they do have the added benefit of both Scarlett Bordeaux and Miss Morse X ringside, and that's gonna be kind of a disadvantage to Team Splendid.
Again, don't be fooled by their appearance, because Bobby and Fabi can and will mess you up good, given even half a chance. They might look like they'd be out of their element against KROSS and McKay, but that's really not the case.
That's what you call a deceptive appearance, GB. You look at them and you really can't take them too seriously, but then one day you're counting the ring lights and getting pinned.
Their opponents, first accompanied by Miss Morse X from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
And here's the first pair of this interesting little quartet. Mad Dog Mark McKay, accompanied by Miss Morse X, still sporting her nice new mask. And Mad Dog Mark McKay, it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen him recently. And oh man, what a match this is going to be between Team Splendid, Mad Dog Mark McKay, and KARRION KROSS. And you ain't kidding, with those girls at ringside, it's definitely going to be a challenge for Team Splendid. Mad Dog Mark McKay, how about this, huh? He's made a real impact in the time he's been here. Him and Miss Morse X.
And this tag match will be a little tune-up for McKay, who's already signed to face Eddie Guerrero in a best-of-3 falls knockout cage match. Geez, how do you even get ready for something like that?
That's what I was just thinking. How do you practice not getting knocked out twice? It sure doesn't sound easy. His partner, accompanied by Scarlett Bordeaux from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 234 pounds, KARRION KROSS.
You know, guys, I'm okay with KARRION KROSS. I'm even okay with Scarlett Bordeaux, but what I'm not cool with is this video, because it makes me keep thinking Raven's supposed to be coming out. And if you think it's supposed to make Raven come out, leave it in the comments. Mad Dog Mark McKay's tag team partner, KARRION KROSS, accompanied by the inarguably attractive Scarlett Bordeaux. And what a partnership those two have formed recently. And they've both got the lovely valets at ringside, and that's double trouble for whoever they're facing in a tag team match. In this case, it's going to be Team Splendid. Bobby and Fabi. Oh, man, I'm amped about this one. I really am.
Okay, so you can't call a winner either one of you. Okay, well, next question. Who would you not mind seeing pick up the win here?
I'll go total polar opposite here and say KROSS and McKay, just based on their past record.
Well, it kind of makes good sense. I would love to see Bobby and Fabi pick up a huge upset win here over KROSS and McKay. Now, I got nothing wrong. I got nothing against KARRION KROSS and Mad Dog Mark McKay. You understand that. But there's just something about Team Splendid. You just kind of always want to root for the underdog. You know what I mean? And there is just one other thing. The backstage management could really hurry up with these intros so we can get it all behind and get down to the match at hand. I will give it to Bobby and Fabi. They are pretty good. But I don't know about them and KARRION, KROSS, and Mad Dog Mark McKay, though. McKay starting it off against Splendid Bobby C. As referee Charles Lucero sounds the bell, they come center ring. A left from McKay winds up the arm on Splendid. Splendid tags with the right. Bobby C comes off the ropes and a flying punch takes McKay down to the canvas. Mad Dog Mark McKay back up on his feet. Splendid Bobby C whips him to the Team Splendid corner. Here comes Sensational Fabulous. And a double team incoming for Mad Dog Mark McKay. Off the top, flying shoulder as Sensational Fabulous takes over for Team Splendid. A set of wrist clutch kicks to the back, a kick to the face. Fabi rounding up McKay center ring, laid out on the canvas, stretching both arms. Team Splendid not doing too bad for themselves in the early goings here. There's a double set of knees to the back of Mad Dog Mark McKay, with both Miss Morse X and Scarlett Bordeaux looking on. Oh, here comes Splendid Bobby C again. McKay face down on the canvas near center. Bobby flips him over. Drives a knee into the leg of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Scarlett Bordeaux up there on the apron. Oh. They got two of them out there. That's going to be interesting. Hard rights and a stomp to the midsection from Splendid Bobby C. The Splendid one drives a knee into the arm of Mad Dog Mark McKay, and oof! KARRION Kross tagged him with a headbutt. Wow. Bobby C's head slammed to the canvas. McKay misses with the driving knee. The Splendid one escorts Mad Dog to the corner. He puts on the brakes, puts Bobby into the corner, and Splendid Bobby C gets introduced to the turnbuckle face first. McKay playing a little game of tug-of-war with the arm of Splendid Bobby C. McKay again smashes the head into the turnbuckle. Splendid Bobby C in some trouble here. Here's a calf kick from McKay, who's definitely turning things around. The Mad Dog gets a hold of the trunks, measures the weight. Somebody introduced a chair in there. Vertical suplex dropping Bobby C dead center ring. Here's a pin attempt from Mad Dog Mark McKay, but not a strong one. And Bobby C shakes it off. McKay with a chop across the chest of Splendid Bobby C. Bobby whipped to the ropes. McKay ducks under a second time. Oh, kitchen sink knee to the gut. Mad Dog Mark McKay rallying the folks here in Fairfax. A running boot right to the face from Splendid Bobby C, who comes in on the tag. An enziguri from Mad Dog Mark McKay takes Splendid Sensational Fabulous down. Splendid Bobby C rounded up by McKay. There's a hard right to him. Mad Dog Mark McKay tagging anything with a pulse. Going after Sensational Fabulous as well in the far right corner. Starts yanking on his arm. McKay taking out both members of Team Splendid pretty well. An elbow to the face from Fabulous. Fabi gets a hold of McKay, sets him up against the ropes, and decides he's going to beat it out of town. Turn it over to Splendid Bobby C. Bobby C moves in slow. McKay takes him down to the clothesline, drops him center ring. Mad Dog Mark McKay gathers him up for a knee breaker. McKay drives a knee into the arm of the Splendid one. Splendid Bobby C having some problems here as McKay repeats the move. The Mad Dog moves in again. Hard right hands to the head of Splendid Bobby C. Bobby catches a boot right to the face, right across the eyes. McKay going after Fabulous too and delivers a kick to the back. Oh, here's a pin. 1, 2. Another near fall. Somebody please get Scarlett Bordeaux's back out of the way next time. Mad Dog Mark McKay with a stomp to the head of the Splendid one, turning it over to KARRION Kross. Kross makes his way in. KARRION Kross with a right to the back of the head of Bobby C. And another headbutt, taking him down to the mat. Our KARRION Kross has done pretty well for himself since he got here into RWL. Splendid Bobby C tags KARRION Kross with a couple of right hands. Setting him up for the beats of the Bodram. 10 punches across the chest as Sensational Fabulous looks on. And as Miss Morse X and Scarlett Bordeaux Trying to rally McKay and Kross to a win as KARRION Kross collapses on the outside. Sensational Fabulous rounds up KARRION Kross on the outside with the referee already counting. Rolled back inside the ring. Splendid Bobby C getting into it with both ladies, both Miss Morse X and Scarlett Bordeaux. Delivers a stomp to the head of KARRION Kross and beats it out of town, turns it over to Sensational Fabulous. Fabi with a kick, all right, a chop. Goes behind on Kross, and there's a pin with a suplex. 1, 2, oh, just a 1. Well, that was kind of close. Here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay again on the tag. Fabi locks him up. Axe kick right to the face. Sensational Fabulous with a wrist clutch knee to the side of the head of Mad Dog Mark McKay, and he's going to go after KARRION Kross too. Couple of hard rights. A third one drops Kross to the floor. Over the top. Oh, man, did you see that? Man, Sensational Fabulous is sailing over that top rope, turned himself into a human missile. There's a hip toss from Mad Dog Mark McKay on the outside. McKay rounds him up for a power bomb, but looks like Fabi don't want to go. KARRION Kross getting directly involved here, and now they're both beating up on Fabi. Oh, man, 2 against 1. The numbers game has got him good. He tries to get McKay out of there. KARRION Kross makes his way back to his tag corner as the referee begins to count Mad Dog Mark McKay. There's another enziguri taking KARRION Kross out to the floor. McKay rolls himself back inside the ring. Clothesline from behind the head. Well, now McKay with a hard right. A set of running forearms from Sensational Fabulous. Fabi whips McKay to the ropes, misses with the running spear. McKay locked up again by Fabi, whipped to the ropes. Again misses the spear. This time McKay getting himself out of the way. Fabi whipped to the ropes, misses with the elbow, does McKay. And the running DDT definitely found the mark. Top of the head hitting that logo. Fabi on the he was on the apron. Got knocked down with a shoulder tackle. Scarlett Bordeaux assists him up. Oh, look at this. Man, she just rolled him back inside the ring. McKay with a leg drop across the arm of Sensational Fabulous. Fabi rounded up by McKay. There's a kick to the midsection. That was a nasty DDT right on the top of the dome. Mad Dog Mark McKay already busted open from this one. There's a chop across the chest. The Sensational Fabulous whip to the corner of the opposing team. And nasty chop across the chest from McKay. Out goes Fabulous. Here's a pin. 1, 2. No. Again, Sensational Fabulous getting the left shoulder up. Sensational Fabulous caught in that spinning toe hold from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Splendid Bobby C makes the save for his team. McKay didn't appreciate it. Clothesline takes Splendid Bobby C down to the canvas. Sensational Fabulous still laid out as KARRION Kross comes in on the tag. KARRION Kross moves in on a fallen Sensational Fabulous. He counters quickly, gets back up on his feet, rebounds off the ropes. A flying punch takes KARRION Kross down to the mat. Here's a quick pin from Sensational Fabulous. 1, 2. KARRION Kross still got a little too much steam in the tank. Fabi whips him to the ropes, makes the duck under. Hard shot to the midsection, but a cheap shot from McKay. But he goes right back to KARRION Kross again. Quick counter. A knee to the midsection from KARRION Kross. Fabi whipped to the ropes. He sets him up for the suplex, but no. Couple of hard right hands makes the argument. Hard right spins KARRION Kross around and into a sleeper hold from Sensational Fabulous. Countered with a jawjacker that sends him down to one knee. KARRION Kross back up on his feet first, locks it up with Fabi. What a boot to the face from KARRION Kross. He is mad. KARRION Kross looking very provoked as Sensational Fabulous makes his way out of town and turns it over to Splendid Bobby C. The Splendid One with a running boot to the face of KARRION Kross. Now, the momentum has gone back and forth a couple of times already. Bobby C with a running boot that sent KARRION Kross out to the floor. And look at this, going after Mad Dog Mark McKay as well. Another set of 10-count punches, this time going to Mad Dog Mark McKay as the ladies look on. They don't look too pleased. And out to the floor goes Mad Dog Mark McKay, carrying Kross. Ooh! Whoa! Team Splendid showing the hell on out tonight. Over the top rope, high-risk maneuver takes down carrying Kross again. Splendid Bobby C with a hard forearm takes Kross down to the mat with the referee still counting. The Splendid one setting up a set of wrist clutch baby steps, stomps to the back. Surfboard stomps. Splendid Bobby C quickly hustles his way to the other side of the ring. Referee counting, but he just made his way back inside. Here comes carrying Kross again. And Mad Dog Mark McKay about to catch the beats of the program yet again. Splendid Bobby C coming up very aggressive. Team Splendid in general been real aggressive in this matchup. Out to the floor goes Mad Dog Mark McKay. Here's a running fist to carrying Kross, and here's a pin. 1, 2, 3. That's going to do it without Mad Dog Mark McKay to make the save. Team Splendid picks up the win by pinfall.
Minutes and 53 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Team Splendid.
All in all, a pretty splendid performance from Bobby and Fabi. And though they're a bit bruised and busted up, they're still going home with a pretty impressive win over a very tough team. I might even go so far as to say this has been one of their best matches since joining RWL.
Both teams were very efficient, but Team Splendid just had the little something extra they needed to slip past KROSS and McKay, with KROSS taking the 3-count fall for his team.
Not a bad day at the office for Bobby and Fabi. That is absolutely true. When we return after the break, vivacious Virginia Austin.